Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Martins Monday Moanings, where I moan on a Monday. Seventeen percent. 17%. This was the proposed VAT increase for the upcoming budget speech, which was postponed. So now they're trying to get 17%. South Africa is in a huge amount of unmanageable debt. They cannot manage the debt. They want to take bigger loans from the IMF to have more debt that they cannot manage. When the GDP isn't sufficient to pay off those debts, we don't create enough, and they want 17% VAT. The middle class has been on tighter budgets than it's ever been in South Africa. The middle class is small. It's a very small middle class. We have a very huge population under the poverty line, and they want to increase VAT by 2%. Inflation is through the roof. Everything is more expensive. People in the middle class are struggling to budget their rentals, to budget their grocery allotment for the month. South Africans are struggling, and they want to increase VAT by 2% and make it 17%. If this isn't infuriating enough for most South Africans, it's along with a whole bunch of other things. It was 2 weeks ago that we had the return of load shedding. Economists are encouraging South Africans with any little investment funds to invest those funds offshore. International investors are being scared off, and they're just sort of looking at South Africa. Well, it was fun while it lasted without load shedding, and as a country that was in the developing world, as a good space to invest in. And now it's pretty much a case of take your money out of South Africa, which means less GDP, less growth and development, and less ability to service that debt. And going to Cape Town doesn't even fix it, because everything's expensive there, right? And the salaries aren't even great. So you have to think about ventures offshore. And I famously said last week that you don't want to be a refugee in Ohio, and then I applied. I'm a hypocrite. I am now Marco van Rensburg. It's very nice to meet you. I will be going to Ohio and start saying yippee-ki-yay, yeehaw, and an allotment of other things. Eat cheeseburgers, say yippee-ki-yay and yeehaw, and that's how I assume Ohio works. I don't care if I'm wrong or right. That is my plan. That is my strategy. I am applicant number 10,001 for refugee status in the United States. And, it's just you have to look at pastures ashore. You have to go abroad. I'm going to get on a boat like my ancestors and go to another country. My grandparents got here on a boat. I will leave on a boat. That is what will happen. And all I see lately on social media, I watch a lot of documentaries, etc., is planes crashing. So it feels like the world's coming to an end. It's just planes falling out the sky, crashing on runways everywhere. Planes are crashing everywhere. But it doesn't matter, because you can't afford to fly because of the 17%. Can't afford to fly anywhere. I have to be in Cape Town in March. I'm shopping for ox wagons so I can do it like the Voortrekkers. I'm going to have a Voortrekker trip to the Cape, go down to the Cape on an ox wagon, because I can't afford to fly because of inflation. I'll fly SAA just so that the government doesn't have to bail out SAA. Maybe my 2,000 Rand will help, so that the government doesn't have to bail out another SOE. Gosh, can't afford to fly anywhere anyway, so the planes can crash. It's fine. I'm going to get an ox wagon, be like a Voortrekker. Spend 16 years in the Karoo. I'll be in the Karoo. I'll be on my way in my ox wagon, in the Karoo, halfway through, fighting off ostriches and puff adders. Just trying to not get kicked by an ostrich and bitten by a puff adder. And while I'm busy fighting off a puff adder, my phone will ring. And I'll answer, I'll say, Marcus speaking, hello. And they will say, hi, this is Gerald. I'm phoning on behalf of Discovery Insure. Discovery, I'm phoning on behalf of Discovery Insure. Gerald, go fuck yourself. I'm fighting off a puff adder. I needed this insurance weeks ago. I needed to pay out on it because of 17% VAT. It's unbelievable. Imagine spending all that time as a Voortrekker. Spend 17 years going through the Karoo. Father 2 children. By the end of it, you die. And if you don't die, like the Voortrekkers had a trip, and they had a trip and they tried to get somewhere, and where they got to was Bloemfontein. Like imagine doing that trip now. You come on an ox wagon and you go through the Karoo and you spend 17 years and you nearly die and you father 2 children there, and you arrive at the Vaal and there's a guy in a caravan at the Vaal spending his weekend there, or his week, or his months at the Vaal near the dam. Maybe he has a little sailboat in a caravan, and you're cleaner than him. That's what would happen if you did an ox wagon trip from the Cape to the Vaal now. If you were doing the Voortrekker journey in the way they did it now, today, you would get to the Vaal and be cleaner than the guy in the caravan sitting next to DAX Sports. Anyway, I'm Marco Martins. Good luck with the rest of your week.